Walking into a candy shop in the 1970s felt like stepping into a rainbow. Shelves lined with bright wrappers, sweet smells, and the sound of crinkling paper as you picked your favorite. From corner stores to lunchbox trades, every piece carried its own little burst of magic. The colors, the flavors, the sugar rush, they all told stories of simpler times. We're about to talk about 25 of those candies, and trust me, the final candy on our list might just bring back the sweetest memory of them all. Number 1. Pop Rocks. In the 1970s, nothing caused more buzz at the candy counter than Pop Rocks. That tiny packet of fizzy crystals turned every kid's mouth into a science experiment. The moment they hit your tongue, they snapped, crackled, and popped like fireworks, making you giggle through the shock. Some kids swore you could feel them explode in your ears, and that just made them cooler. Parents weren't always thrilled with the noise, but kids couldn't get enough of the popping chaos. It wasn't just candy. It was pure, edible excitement. And once those little explosions faded, something flatter and fizzier took the spotlight next. Number 2. Bottle caps. In the 1970s, bottle caps were like soda pop you could crunch. Each chalky disc came in flavors that mimicked your favorite fizzy drinks: root beer, cola, grape, and orange. Kids would pour a few into their palms and try to guess the flavor before biting down. The best ones fizzed slightly on your tongue, making it feel like you were drinking a soda without the can. They came in little paper rolls that rattled in your pocket all day. Every bite was sweet, tangy, and full of fun. But after that fizzy fun, something stretchy and colorful was ready to twist its way into every smile. Number 3. Laffy Taffy. The 1970s made chewy candy an art form, and Laffy Taffy was proof of it. Those bright wrappers hid stretchy bars that could last through an entire recess if you chewed slowly enough. Kids loved the jokes printed on each wrapper just as much as the candy itself. Silly, groan-worthy, and perfect for trading laughs with friends. The fruity flavors were bold and playful, and the pull of the taffy became almost a game of its own. It was messy, sweet, and full of character, just like the decade itself. And once the laughter faded, a candy with a surprising bite was waiting to sizzle on the tongue. Number 4. Zots. In the 1970s, Zots candies were the daredevil's choice for anyone who craved a little chaos in their candy. At first, they seemed innocent enough, a hard shell with a fruity flavor. But once you bit through, a burst of fizzy sour powder exploded inside your mouth. Kids would challenge each other to hold it in without wincing, though few ever could. The tangy blast made your eyes water and your friends laugh all at once. It wasn't just candy. It was an experience that crackled with surprise. And after that wild spark settled, something smooth and chewy began blurring the line between candy and gum. Number 5. Razzles. In the 1970s, Razzles gave kids the best of both worlds: candy and gum in one tiny disc. You'd pop one expecting a fruity chew, and halfway through, it magically turned into gum right in your mouth. The transition was part of the fun, a sweet little surprise every time. The bright colors and playful flavors made them perfect for sharing and showing off during lunch breaks. They weren't flashy or fancy, but they captured that simple sense of wonder only candy can spark. And once the sweetness faded, something long, caramel-filled, and wonderfully messy was ready to steal the show. Number 6. Marathon Bar. The 1970s brought us the Marathon Bar, a treat that seemed to last forever. Its long, braided caramel center was coated in milk chocolate and stretched out like a candy dare. Could you finish it before it melted? Each bite was chewy, sticky, and oh so satisfying, leaving strings of caramel that clung to your fingers. The bright red wrapper proudly measured its full 8 inches, making it feel like you were getting extra candy for your money. It wasn't just eaten, it was conquered. And once the caramel challenge ended, a treat with a cooler, creamier twist was waiting to make jaws drop. Number 7. Charleston Chew. In the 1970s, Charleston Chew was the candy everyone loved to freeze before eating. That long bar of chocolate-coated nougat cracked perfectly when you smacked it on the counter, breaking into bite-sized pieces that stuck just enough to your teeth. Vanilla was the classic, but strawberry and chocolate versions had their loyal fans too. It was smooth, chewy, and just challenging enough to make every bite feel like a victory. Kids shared frozen chunks on hot days, grinning through sticky smiles. Few candies felt as cool, literally, as this one did. And when that cool sweetness faded, something with a slower, richer chew was ready to take its place. Which of these 1970s candies was your absolute favorite? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to see which sweet memories everyone still remembers best. Number 8. Bit-O-Honey. The 1970s made patience taste sweet, and Bit-O-Honey was proof of it. Each golden piece took real effort to chew. Sticky, nutty, and just a little stubborn. Kids would unwrap the yellow paper and let the candy soften before daring to bite, stretching it like a tiny workout for their jaws. The mix of honey and almond flavor felt wholesome, almost comforting, like a treat your grandmother might secretly approve of. It wasn't flashy, but it lasted longer than most candies of its time, and that made it special. And once the slow sweetness faded, a burst of hard, fruity fire was about to steal the spotlight. Number 9. Jolly Ranchers. In the 1970s, Jolly Ranchers were the candy that could last all afternoon. Those glassy, jewel-colored pieces packed a punch of flavor so strong it made your cheeks tingle. Watermelon, green apple, cherry, and that unforgettable blue raspberry. Kids tucked them into their pockets or lined them up on desks, proud of their favorite flavors. The best part was how long they lasted, slowly melting into pure sweetness that seemed never-ending. You couldn't bite them without risking a tooth, but that didn't stop anyone from trying. And when that hard candy finally disappeared, something softer and chalkier stepped in with a different kind of charm. Number 10. Necco Wafers. The 1970s candy aisle wouldn't have been complete without the pastel colors of Necco Wafers. Packed in thin paper rolls, they looked like tiny coins of flavor, each one brittle, powdery, and somehow comforting. Some kids loved the cinnamon and clove ones, while others traded away anything that wasn't chocolate. The crinkle of the wrapper and the soft snap between your teeth were part of the ritual. They weren't about bold taste, but about nostalgia in every bite. Even back then, simple, sweet, and quietly classic. They carried history in every roll, and after those gentle flavors, something sharper and tangier was about to take the stage. Number 11. Smarties. In the 1970s, Smarties were the classroom favorite, tiny rolls of color that tasted like pure happiness. Kids would unwrap them during lunch or sneak a few during math class, letting the chalky discs dissolve slowly on their tongues. Some crushed them into powder just for fun, while others sorted them by color before eating. Their tangy sweetness had just the right amount of bite to keep you reaching for more. Each roll was simple, portable, and perfect for sharing, or not sharing at all. And once those tiny tablets disappeared, something even more playful was waiting to pour sweetness straight from the straw. Number 12. Pixie Sticks. In the 1970s, Pixie Sticks were the purest form of sugar-fueled joy a kid could get. Just tear open the colorful paper straw and pour the tangy powder straight onto your tongue. No chewing, no waiting. Just instant sweetness. It was messy, wild, and absolutely thrilling. Friends would compare colors, daring each other to dump a whole stick at once. Teachers weren't fans, but kids didn't care. It was pure rebellion disguised as candy. The fruity dust might have coated your fingers, but the smile it left lasted much longer. And when the last grain of sugar vanished, something tougher and slower rolled in to test everyone's patience. Number 13. Gobstoppers. The 1970s turned candy into a test of endurance with gobstoppers. These hard, colorful spheres promised hours of sweetness, changing layers, colors, and flavors as they slowly dissolved. Kids would roll them around in their mouths, curious about what shade would come next, while friends bragged about how long they could last without biting. Each one felt like a sugary marathon that rewarded patience and determination. They were simple, but oddly mesmerizing, turning waiting into part of the fun. And once those layers finally melted away, a softer, bubble-filled adventure was ready to take a playful turn. If these sweet memories made you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us keep the nostalgia alive. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next trip back to the good old days. Number 14. Hubba Bubba Gum. In the 1970s, Hubba Bubba made every kid feel like a bubble-blowing pro. Its soft texture and strong, fruity flavor were a dream compared to the jawbreakers that came before it. You could chew for hours and still blow bubbles big enough to cover half your face and half your hair if you weren't careful. The bright wrappers and playful ads made it instantly iconic, turning gum into a full-blown craze. It wasn't just candy. It was a competition to see who could blow the biggest bubble. And once the bubbles finally burst, A chocolatey classic was waiting to stick around much longer. Number 15. Tootsie Roll. The 1970s candy scene wouldn't have felt complete without the familiar chew of a Tootsie Roll. Wrapped in its signature brown paper, it offered a rich cocoa flavor that was neither quite chocolate nor caramel, just perfectly its own. Kids traded them by the handful on Halloween, stretching the chewy pieces until they softened in their mouths. The texture was firm, the taste comforting, and the smell instantly recognizable. It was a candy that felt reliable, always there when the craving hit. And when that familiar chew was done, a rounder, gooier delight was ready to stick to every sweet tooth in sight. Number 16. Milk Duds. In the 1970s, Milk Duds were the movie theater must-have. Those glossy little chocolate-covered caramels came in yellow boxes that rattled as you walked, a sound every kid knew by heart. The caramel was thick, stretchy, and determined to glue itself to your teeth. But nobody minded. Each bite was a mix of smooth and chewy that felt oddly comforting in the dark of a cinema. They weren't fancy, but they lasted through the whole film, which made them perfect. And after that, caramel cling faded. Something lighter, crunchier, and full of malted mischief was about to roll onto the scene. Number 17. Whoppers. In the 1970s, Whoppers were the kings of crunch. Those round malted milk balls had a crispy center that snapped perfectly under a smooth chocolate shell. The first bite always came with that satisfying crack, followed by a melt that felt both creamy and airy at once. Kids loved to let them dissolve slowly, or bite them right in half to see the hollow middle. Whether at the movies or in lunchboxes, they were simple joy wrapped in sweetness. No frills, just perfect crunch. And when that last malt ball was gone, a bar with a cheerful snap was waiting to make things even better. Number 18. Hershey's Crackle. The 1970s made simple pleasures shine, and Hershey's Crackle was proof of it. That red wrapper promised a bar packed with crispy rice pieces that popped with every bite. The mix of smooth milk chocolate and crunchy texture felt just right. Never too sweet, never too plain. Kids would break off squares and let them melt slowly, savoring the familiar comfort that only Hershey's could deliver. It wasn't flashy, but it was a favorite you could count on, again and again. And once those crispy bites were gone, a bar with surprises hidden in every section was ready to steal the spotlight. Number 19. Sky Bar. In the 1970s, Sky Bar felt like 4 candies in one. Each section hid a different filling: caramel, vanilla, peanut, or fudge, all wrapped in smooth milk chocolate. Breaking it apart was half the fun, never knowing which flavor you'd bite into next. Kids loved sharing pieces, arguing over which section was the best, though everyone secretly hoped for caramel. It felt like getting a little candy sampler in one bar, a real treat for indecisive sweet tooths everywhere. And after those rich flavors disappeared, something soft, sweet, and full of pink, bubble-blowing magic was about to make an entrance. Number 20. Bubblegum. The 1970s made bubblegum cool again, and bubblegum led the charge. Its bright pink squares were softer, sweeter, and juicier than anything kids had ever chewed before. The moment you unwrapped it, that sugary smell hit you. Pure bubble heaven. It stretched like crazy, perfect for blowing massive bubbles that popped right across your face. The ads even claimed it was softer than ordinary gum, and they weren't lying. It was fun, flavorful, and wonderfully messy. Everything childhood should be. And once the last bubble burst, a candy bar with a bold, nutty crunch was ready to take center stage. Number 21. Fifth Avenue. Bar. In the 1970s, the Fifth Avenue bar brought pure peanut butter bliss. With a thick layer of crunchy peanut filling covered in smooth milk chocolate, it struck the perfect balance between sweet and salty. Kids loved how it snapped cleanly when bitten, leaving that rich, nutty flavor that lingered just long enough to crave another piece. It didn't need fancy packaging or gimmicks. The taste alone did the talking. Simple, satisfying, and packed with flavor, it quickly became a lunchbox legend. And once that peanut crunch faded, something soft, fluffy, and delightfully gooey was waiting to sweeten the moment even more. Number 22. Mallow Cup. The 1970s gave us plenty of chocolate treats, but few felt as cozy as a Mallow cup. Each paper cup held a swirl of creamy marshmallow filling surrounded by smooth milk chocolate, creating the perfect mix of fluffy and rich. Kids loved peeling away the edges before biting into the soft center, savoring the gooey sweetness that melted almost instantly. The collectible cardboard, coins inside each package made it even more fun, candy, and a game in one. Every bite felt like comfort wrapped in foil. And when that chocolatey cloud disappeared, something bright and tangy was waiting to wake up your taste buds. Number 23. Lemonheads. In the 1970s, Lemonheads delivered the perfect mix of sour and sweet that made faces scrunch and smiles appear all at once. The glossy yellow candies packed a punch from the very first bite, with a tart kick that slowly gave way to sugary smoothness. Kids loved the challenge. Who could hold one in their mouth without flinching? The little yellow box fit perfectly in pockets, ready for sharing or showing off. It was a tiny burst of sunshine that made every day feel brighter. And once that zesty spark faded, something far hotter was ready to turn up the heat in a big way. Number 24. Atomic Fireballs. The 1970s candy scene wouldn't have been complete without the fiery challenge of atomic fireballs. These hard, cinnamon-packed spheres tested every kid's bravery. The burn started slow, then built until your mouth felt like it was on fire. Some tried to keep a straight face, while others gave up halfway and ran for water. The glossy red shell made them look harmless, but anyone who tried one knew better. They were equal parts pain and pride, and finishing one felt like victory. And once the flames cooled, a candy with colors, dipping sticks, and pure sugar fun was ready to sweeten things. Number 25. Lick-Made Fun Dip. The 1970s turned candy into an interactive game with Lick-Made Fun Dip. Inside each pouch were bright powders in wild flavors, and a chalky candy stick to scoop them up. Kids would lick the stick, dip it into the sugary dust, and repeat until their tongues turned every color of the rainbow. It was messy, playful, and pure childhood chaos in the best way possible. You could never eat it neatly, but that was part of its charm. It wasn't just candy, it was an event. And that's how the sweetest decade reminded us that joy sometimes comes in the simplest, stickiest form imaginable. Which of these 1970s candies brought back the sweetest memories for you? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your favorites. If this sugar-filled trip through the past made you smile, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who remembers these treats too. And don't forget to hit subscribe. We've got plenty more nostalgic stories coming to unwrap your childhood all over again.